Hey Gio, how's it going? Must be early morning for you. Okay, great. Excellent. So guys, let's get started. I can let people in as we go through. Hello Sue, nice to see you.
Oh, hi.
Um,
I see my
how's it
hair looks
going?
a bit wild.
Don't worry, so is mine. Mine's actually tucked into the back of my shirt because that's how
It
wild it
is
is. It's
short.
not loving coastal living. I tell you what, there's no more like decent hair
Yeah,
days, and I'm overdue
I'm
for a
also by the
haircut too.
coast.
Yeah. It does something. Okay, guys, this is actually our third town hall that we're having. This is the first one that I'm going to remember to record. So I thank you for being here. I really don't want to take up the full hour. Hello, Mel. Nice to see you. I think we can probably get through all of this in half an hour, 45 minutes, but it's just an update on how we are doing in the community so far. So let's get started. So we're going to use Slido. So if you want to grab your smartphones quickly, scan the QR code. So grab your smartphone, activate your camera, and just tell me where you're joining us from. I see some people still kind of joining us. So hey Vicky, nice to see you. Byron, Juanita, good to see you guys. We're just doing a quick Slido. How's it? To see where people are joining us from today. So I'm sure you all are familiar with Slido now. I mean, that was one thing that the pandemic taught us, right? Is how to use these interactive tools. Don't worry, I enjoy your hearing laughter, Vix. It's all good. It's all good. Don't have to cover your mouth. At least it wasn't any other sounds. Laughter's good. Okay,
Thank
good.
goodness for that.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Cool. So we got people just typing in where they are. Arkansas, Little Rock. Nice to have you here, Gio. Awesome. Great, great. Nice to see. And just another fun one before we get started and we're letting people in. How do you feel today in an emoji? Give me an emoji. How's your day looking? Have a look. Well, I like your little assistant there coming for the meeting. This will be one of the more fun meetings that they're joining today, so they'll be all right.
Yeah, he's loving it. He's listening to everything.
Excellent, excellent. Future talent sourcer in the making. Okay, so let's see how people feeling. Couple of different ones coming through. Good, nice to see. Okay, let me just let this last one in. Perfect. Okay, good, good. Everyone's feeling good. Fantastic. I can't believe it's Friday tomorrow. I keep thinking I'm on Wednesday, and then I know it's Friday tomorrow, and then I get super excited. So that's the nice thing about having a break. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, very quick introduction. So as you know, you probably know me as a global talent sourcing trainer. I train all over the world. I've been having lots of fun at the moment, doing lots of international stuff. My travels start end of the month. I'm off to Turkey. Next month I'm in Spain. So the international summer conferences are starting, which is great. Looking forward to it. Also do a lot of keynote speaking. So I've spoken at a couple of these events, with some more going to be added soon, I hope. Okay, so this is where I'm based. If anyone's visiting this part of the world, like Faye, she was here recently. We had a great afternoon catch up. So we'd love to see you to come visit. I mean, who wouldn't want to come and visit somewhere like this? Come and join us. Great. And when I'm not working, this is usually what I am doing here, is taking photos, and I need to grab my camera out at some point. So just the quick three things that I always talk about in my training that some of you I think might need a reminder about, because it's been a while since you did my training. So I just thought I'm going to throw these in there today. Is what do you need to master in order to be a really good sourcer of talent or recruiter? The first one, remember, it's all about your brand. We were having discussions about your brand before everyone joined this discussion. When was the last time you Googled yourself? And if you haven't done it for a while, please go and Google yourself. What pops up? Because that's what your candidates are doing to you. So let's make sure that everything's looking good and above board. Second thing is where you're looking for talent, because again, chatting to a lot of companies, I had about 3 different people inquiring about training this morning, and every single one of them, where are they looking? LinkedIn and job boards. So thinking about diversifying where you are actually looking for your talent at the moment is a big one. And the third one, geez, I'm seeing some really ridiculously bad outreach messages sitting in my inbox using ChatGPT. Again, guys, no one speaks like ChatGPT. Thank goodness. It's very boring. It's very verbose. So let's work a little bit harder on our reach out. And for me, if you can tick all three of these boxes and say wholeheartedly, hand on heart, I'm doing all of these things, then seriously, keep it up. Okay. So let's just quickly talk about the community here, because all of you have joined the Talent Hunters community. And I just want to talk about, how is it going? And we can actually just go and have a quick check to see what is happening. Where are we? 234 members, excellent. Okay, it has been going up quite exponentially of late because I've been sending out emails to my database. So a lot of people have been joining, which is great. But a lot of people are coming back to me and saying, why have you done this? Like, I mean, you had 4,000 people in a Facebook group that seemed to be working perfectly. Now, the problem with the 4,000 people in the Facebook group, if I'm honest with you, is that I think about 2,000 of them were trying to sell Bitcoin, trying to push porn, even people trying to sell fresh vegetables, on the platform. So every single day, it was literally, which posts am I going to allow? Which posts are legit? I mean, come and work for us. We're going to pay you $20,000 a month, and all you need to do is source candidates sitting, on your couch. And I just didn't want to be responsible for scams or anything that was untoward on that platform. Also, I did a little bit of an exercise and I measured candidates and people engagement on that group, and it was literally less than 1%. So it was the same people asking the same questions, the same people giving the same answers all the time. So I figured out that community is the way forward. I kind of woke up in January this year and I thought, talent sourcing, it's always going to be there. We always need to be better recruiters, but what does the future of talent look like? And for me, the future of talent is community. It's about building talent pools, talent pipelines, and it's about knowing your network. So if you choose to specialize in your space, you should know all of the key players in your space, because it's going to make your recruiting a lot easier, right? So you've got to now decide, what does that community look like for you? What is your niche, and what are you trying to achieve from a recruiting perspective? So why did I start this Talent Hunters community? It's a long story short, I'm getting there. Is first of all, I have a massive interest in community. So I've been reading books about community, I've been listening to podcasts, and do believe it's the future. And I wanted to have used it and been able to try it out myself. So why not move the Talent Hunters off a platform which really wasn't giving much satisfaction, very low engagement, into a dedicated community platform? So someone actually said to me today, but you've got 4,000 people in your Facebook group and you've only got 234 sitting in the community. And I'm like, I'm fine with that, to be honest, because as long as the 234 people that are there are engaged and interacting and communicating, that works for me. So that is brilliant. So why have I set it up? Is basically for people who want to learn and share knowledge. Shared placements, I already know there's been shared placements off the new platform, which is just amazing. Also, recruiting's difficult at the moment, isn't it? I'm getting a lot of recruiters getting in touch with me, battling to find talent, talent getting more thin on the ground, should I say. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I think at the moment we have over half, I read the state recently, is that half the world's population are having some kind of a national election. People are waiting to find out what's going on, all of those things. So we're going to need a support system, because recruitment isn't going to be getting any easier. So I wanted to create a safe environment for people. Next was also to create a sense of belonging and shared identity, which was really important because, Andrew, as you say in the chat, battling to find talent and clients, absolutely. And it's only going to get more difficult, unfortunately. We had that sense of belonging and shared identity in the Talent Hunters group for a long time. And then what Meta actually did was that they opened up the group. So that meant that anyone could join. And that was one of their biggest mistakes. Meta also, I don't know if you've noticed in your own news feeds, is that they don't actually promote groups anymore. So in your news feed, you're not going to be seeing as many groups as what you used to. So there's a lot of changes coming from Meta's side around Facebook groups. So I thought, let's move before they pull the plug on it. Also, why are we working in such a siloed manner? Not even, from where most of us live in South Africa, but from a global perspective. The war for talent is going global. If we can connect with more international recruiters all over the world, it's actually going to be better for all of us. And that's another reason for me to have put this Talent Hunters community together, so we can start talking to each other across many different geographies, because that's what the future is going to hold. So that's why I've put it together. So a couple of things. So far, we're in the early stages. I've only been working on this, and I actually checked this morning. I signed up for the platform myself 5 weeks ago. So it hasn't been that long. We've already come really far from there. And I'm not actually going on a massive drive. You'll see I haven't posted officially on my LinkedIn or anywhere else about the community, because I don't want masses of people in there, to be honest. I want people who are going to add value, people who are going to communicate, and I'm just going to slowly, get people invited and involved. Because for me, if you can grow something organically, it's going to be much more sustainable in the future. So I don't know if you've noticed, there's also content sharing on the platform, which I can go and show you after this, which is happening, so you can stay up to date. I'm also going to show you events and podcast sharing, because we can't keep on top of everything. So if I see any of these that are really good, I'm happy to share them with you. And also what we've recently started, and I hope you've watched Danielle's and Kaz's 15 Minutes of Fame, and I recorded one yesterday, which is a really good one, is that it is a great way to really put yourself in the spotlight. So how do we choose those people? It's people who are being most active. And I'll show you how we do that. And these town hall meetings are going to be once a month. So a couple of things around there. Let me show you on the platform. The content is really important. Please make sure you're going here. I've put it into collections. So there's actually training there that you can access. The 15 Minutes of Fame is here. Okay, so you can go and see previous episodes. They're only 15 minutes. I know what it's like to have short attention spans. It happens. So all of your content is here, and you can also divide it. If you find a really good podcast, okay, if you want to share some videos, articles on here, send them to me and I'm happy to share them. Like this one over here is a really good Substack that I've been subscribing to, which is a Recruiter's AI Digest. So keep an eye on these things, because they are designed to help you with your professional development. Also, upcoming events. So I'm posting in here frequently anything that I see that is good that is happening, not just these events. For example, this is going to be a really good event later today. Brian Fink is a great presenter, great guy, and this would be a good one to go and watch. So put it on your radar. And also what is nice is that you can direct message anyone in the group. So if someone posts something, you want to chat with them, by all means, you are welcome to do that. It's completely open. You can message anyone. You don't need to be friends or anything like that. I am heavily vetting everyone who joins the community. Just to show you over here, everyone has to complete a form. Some of you would have done this. There are questions here which people need to complete. Once they have completed that, they actually come into a spreadsheet, which I then go and vet, have a look at their LinkedIn profiles, and then I send them an invite. So it's very much a safe community where I'm making sure that only the right people are getting in. So you should be able to trust everyone here. What I would like you to do is get quite interactive on here. For example, we've got introduce yourself. So people are introducing themselves, connect with people, like what they're saying, give them a comment. It's a great way to start networking, and that's what being in a community is all about. One thing I'm not allowing, and I've actually had to block a couple of them, a lot of people try and sign up as companies. So I had like the recruitment group sign up, I had Insure Recruitment, etc., etc. That isn't allowed. It's actually just individuals, and there's no allowed to be anonymous. So if you're going to post something, your name is going to be there, because I think that whole anonymous thing has really, I don't know, just kind of ethically doesn't sit right. And I think it's destroying a lot of values and things on a platform like Facebook. It's too easy. Okay, so just a couple of things to remember. Those of you who haven't posted, I'd love to see some pictures of your workstations and your pets. Just a couple of interesting filters down there. Faye, I'm surprised we haven't got your pets up there as yet. So just putting it out there. Okay, so that's pretty much the idea behind it. So the next events town hall will be in will be coming up in a month's time. Now, the idea behind this, because it's, as you can imagine, it's taking up a lot of time and all of those things, is I do want to put in a high value paid for tier onto here, which I've discussed before. A lot of you have already shown interest, which is great. It's really, I'm not doing this to break your bank. It's probably going to be the cost of a meal out and a bottle of wine, something like that. So I'm going to get that going soon. And what you're going to have access to as part of this is exclusive content. I'm going to get a couple of guest speakers in, probably 2 a month, and you will get access to their webinars, podcasts, before other people get access to them. There's also going to be a bi-monthly Ask the Trainer session, so like this, where if you're having any problems with your sourcing and you want to jump onto the call and you want to say, Van, how do you do this? What do you suggest? Let's look at some Boolean strings. I'm going to be sharing my screen. We're going to be sourcing together. That's also going to be part of it. I'm also going to set up networking events. So I'm in a couple of these communities out of the US and doing like mixes and getting more people talking. And then more options for professional development. So nearly finished. The one thing that I'm going to be very strict about on this community is that we're having a 60-day rule. So most of you who are here and attending have actually been quite active, okay? Andrew, absolutely, we do need more recruiter events in South Africa. This is a global community, so I'm not going for in-person events, but there's definitely going to be a lot more of these online events too. So what do I mean by the 60-day rule? The 60-day rule is if there's no activity from you in 60 days, you will be politely asked to leave the community. So I'm not worried about having numbers here. I'm not worried about boasting I've got a community of 4,000 people. That's not what it's about. I would rather have 250 active people than 4,000 people who are just lurking and benefiting from people who are being active. So the 60-day rule is you're going to get a nice little note to say, get active or else you're going to be booted. Okay, you can rejoin, but I want to make sure that it's kept as a safe environment for other people in the community and they're not looking at the names thinking, what's going on here? This person hasn't been active, but I've noticed something strange happening on the outside. So my last thing that I want to hand over to you, and I told you that we weren't going to be very long today, is if you can just tell me quickly, what do you want to get out of being a member of this community? And this is as we see it, it's the version that everyone's on. It's the everyone's welcome version. What would you like to see? I can see Andrew's already put in the chat more recruitment events. I was actually on a call this morning with ABSO. They're not sure whether they're doing their ABSO annual conference at the end of the year. They're waiting to look at a few factors, but we should know soon. So HR Works, another conference that is happening in our space, and I've just got confirmation of that date. It's the 16th of October, if anyone is interested in that, in Cape Town. So guys, let's see. As you can see, it's all anonymous kind of over here, so you can add in what you want. Yeah, WECA conference, they're just confirming the date still, but it will be in April, absolutely. That's going to be a big one, guys. That's a World Employment Conference, April next year, Cape Town. So put that one on your radar too. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look here. Collaboration, knowledge sharing, good. Support on recruiting topics, strict global best practices. That's a good one. That's why I want this to be global, because people do things differently. Expanding technical recruitment knowledge, absolutely. Personal development, networking, collaboration, biz dev, learning and collaborating, good. Renita, you're really getting involved with that, so I love it. Basic insight on new tools, not just tech recruitment, absolutely. Hacks about recruitment, SA technical talent, sharing, networking, and learning. Okay, brilliant. Now, the one disclaimer which I have to put out about a community, and I've done this so I can collect all of these results, about a community is that what you're going to put in there is what you're going to get out. So we need to be putting more topics out there, starting conversations. That's one thing that is really going to encourage this community to do a lot better. So if you've got a question, like someone said over there, hacks about recruitment, why don't you go and ask the question? You know, what is your best hack in the recruiting space? What's your favorite Chrome extension? What books have you read? I think that that's going to go a long way. You've got all of the different channels. It can't just be me asking the questions, because people are going to get bored of seeing me. They're going to become what's called habituated to Vanessa Rath, right? So the more that you can put in, the more that you're going to get. And you don't know if you don't ask, right? So for example, let's go back into the community over here. Find the right channel where you want to post your question, and then you can put it in there. Okay? Really important. So if you've got an upcoming event that you want to share, maybe it's your event, maybe it's an event that you're attending, you've seen something free. Also, if you're looking for work, hire me. I'm available. I mean, there's some nice people that are looking for work there. If you've got a great candidate, someone that you're looking to help, also post it here. Okay. So again, it's about getting interactive and actually checking in on people. So what I do is I never actually change the website. You can see it actually sits completely open next to my LinkedIn over there. You can also download the app, which is really good. So the app, let me just quickly show you what the app looks like. This is the app. I actually keep both open. So you can download the app onto your desktop, and there is also a phone app that you can use. So there's lots of different ways that you can access the platform. Whichever one you find works best for you is the best one for you to use. So just before we finish, and I want to actually hand over to you, because that is the beauty of running a community, right? Is that everybody has input. Let me just see, I think I've got an error message popping up there. I want to hear from you and your feedback so far. What are you enjoying? What do you want to see more of? And all of those things. Okay, let me just go and pop this back up again.
Vanessa, I've loved the fact that it's been both light-hearted kind of banter, because that's what you miss working remotely on your own.
Tell me about it.
And that balance between valuable content and being able to name my sourdough starter. It's that I've loved, that little bit of you're getting both sides. It's been awesome.
That's great, Geeta. I love that feedback. Jeepers, the things that some people came up with about your sourdough starter, I was killing myself laughing. I mean, it was really clever. Just my contact details.
Gluten.
Is that what you went with? Sir Isaac Gluten?
Isaac Gluten, yeah.
I love that. That is brilliant. So I don't know where I would actually have to go to find that, but Geeta put on the group, you know, what are you doing? I said, what are you doing over the Easter weekend? And she said she's making bread, but she needs a new name for her bread, which started like a whole chain of very clever names. Very cool. So Geeta, that was really good feedback. I want it to be a balance. I think that we learn while we're having fun, and a lot of us are solopreneurs who are working from home. So the more that people can interact, the better. I want it to always be there so you can dip in and out of it. Obviously, I need to be there all the time, but kind of dip in a couple of times a day. If you're just having a cup of coffee and you want to just see what people are doing, just remember to pop back. I had to send out some 30-day notices yesterday of, guys, you've been here for 30 days, you haven't done anything. Do you want to stay here? And if you do, start doing some stuff, else the community doesn't work like that. There's no freeloaders. Juanita.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Vanessa. Okay, let me just maybe put my camera on as well so that you can see me. Hi.
How's it?
I'm well, and you?
Good.
I'm very excited about the platform. As you said, you see that I'm very active. What I like about it, first of all, I don't feel guilty thinking I'm on Facebook and not working, but I still, and it's really like in the Facebook group, you would see something else that will pull you to that, where as while I'm on this platform, I'm really focused, and it's about talent sourcing. And what I love about the layout is the organized way that it's done.
Yeah.
I love the headings. I love that So I also this morning went in and went to follow everything. So I think that's a nice tip for everyone, is that if
Good.
there's a specific tag, you can actually go and follow, and that you are notified that should there be a question or
Oh, are you? I never even knew that. I think
Yes.
I've switched off. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I have switched off every single notification because
Yeah.
it was really wreaking havoc with my inbox.
I can
But I
imagine.
have it open all the time so that I know what's going on. But Renita, it was really that's good feedback. So thank you for that.
Yes. So you can actually choose if you want your feedback, your notifications once a day, or there's other options as well.
Oh, that's also good.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I love it. I really love it. The
good.
excitement that I give through is honest and authentic.
And to be honest with you, I'm spending far less time on Facebook. I'm finding Facebook very irritating
Me
at the
too, me
moment.
too.
So
Yeah.
so good.
I
Thank
really
you.
love
Thank
it.
you for
Yeah,
that.
thank
I
you.
appreciate it. No, pleasure. Faye, put your camera on. How are you, buddy?
Better than you.
Good, good. Yes.
I love this
Feedback.
platform. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the fact that you eradicating the lurkers.
Yeah, I can't deal with Lucas. No freeloaders.
Yeah, it's just like the Facebook thing becomes, and I'm not talking about your page in particular. I think about all of the groups that I'm part of. It becomes a spying thing, which is so. It's. I mean, we're all adults, so I
Yeah.
like the fact that you know, and if people are serious about the industry that we work in, then they should be participating actively in it. So well done,
Yeah.
and thank you. This is awesome. I love it. And my
Pleasure.
picture
Get
up, by the
stuck.
way.
Yeah, and get stuck in, Faye, because you can get a lot of value from this.
Yeah.
Vix.
Yeah, I also just want to say that I'm really appreciating the knowledge sharing. And I mean, I've asked a question on there and it was answered. I've had a couple of queries and I've had some support from the rest of the members, which has been really, really great. The only thing I do need to do is actually also need to switch on my notifications because I keep forgetting. And it's like I need to purposefully go and open the app on my desktop to actually participate, which I sometimes forget about. Then I see like a notification from you on LinkedIn or something. I'm like, oh shit, I should probably go. Sorry, can I say that? I should probably
Of course we can.
go and
Yeah.
see what's happening on the platform
Yeah.
and that sort of thing.
No, absolutely,
because
Vix.
I
And I
do
think
feel
that's
it's
the
very
trick, is that
valuable.
like get into the habit of maybe twice a day, 3 times a day, just go and have a look. Like, I mean, I'm finding I'm waking up and, you know, obviously once I've settling down to work, my two things are always start in the community and then I always get through my LinkedIn. I mean, and that literally can take me up to 45 minutes an hour of answering, inviting people,
100%.
answering, and all of those things. And for me,
Yeah.
it's part of that marketing as part of the brand. So it's about working it into your day to day. Like even here, wins. Like, I mean, I'm sure someone's
Yeah.
made a placement in the last 2 weeks. Share your wins. You know, it's important.
Yeah.
You know, we've
Sure,
got to
yeah.
celebrate them,
No,
especially
absolutely.
if it's a tough one.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I
thanks,
mean,
Vix.
even just the small wins. It's not just about placements. It's also about
Yeah.
celebrating the small activities that you get right because they lead to
Yeah.
the placements. And I think especially for the smaller individual person that's feeling quite alone, man, you can be feeling like you're on an island at times and it sucks.
Yeah.
And this community kind of brings it all
Mm.
together so you feel like you're a part of a team. And I think there's a lot of value in that. I think our days might look a little bit different to yours in terms of logging in because you have a very invested interest because you're community manager. So you have to be a lot more involved than we are. But I definitely agree with the fact that if someone isn't active and they're not really contributing for a certain amount of time or days or whatever the case may be, it's just kind of re-engaging them. Listen, are you sure you really want to be here? Because we need
Yeah.
to keep the community an active community, actively involved one. I 100% agree with that.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Can I be called the mayor? Yes, if you want, but it's very formal. I'll be the head cheerleader of the community. I think it's also that you know, you say that you got to remember to be there and you got to remember to turn up. Like even if you're sitting there and you're stuck on something, go post in the community. You know, it's like don't use it as you know, almost like a lot of people saying at the moment they're using ChatGPT as their assistant, their backup. But actually, you don't have to. You could be using this community as a sense check. You know, so and I think that that's important. Any other comments from anyone? Terry, was your hand up?
Yeah, I'd love to ask you something because
Sure.
I've always been a great lover of community, great, and there is so much power in community. And what I wanted to ask you was, I mean, like, just say, like, I'm in Bryanston and I put a note out onto Talent Hunters onto the app and say, hi guys, who's up for a drink on Friday? Meeting at wherever. I mean, do you mind those kinds of things?
Of course not. Absolutely not. I mean, I think I think it's a great idea. I mean, it's something that we've tried to foster, and it does happen. And you know, there are real friends who've met through the industry. I think that's a great idea. And you would have seen that there was a meetup in Durban recently, and they actually approached me and said, "Can we put it on your platforms?" And I said, "Absolutely, go for it." So it's just about, you know, people need a little bit of warning these days. But if you like 3 weeks out and you kind of like, oh, you know, let's do something, then go for it.
Also,
Yeah.
there are so many champions in this industry, and I
Sure.
think you know, we're at the dawning of a fourth industrial revolution, and the power to connect has never been greater. And
Or more important.
I think yes, I think something, and you mentioned it earlier on, like at the beginning, and that is to give people a voice. You know, if people are doing things in the industry and they're doing things well, I for one, I have like an inner circle of ladies because I don't want to really have a model where I employ a whole lot of people. So I'm partnering with different agencies
Absolutely.
that specialize. So like I just got 2 medical clients. I've never done medical recruitment in my life. And I've just partnered with them and we've made placements.
And I think that that's actually what's going to be the future of work, and that's why the community is there, is that you could go and post, you know, this is what I've got and I need some assistance with this. So great, Terry, that's really good feedback. Thank you very much. Guys, I don't want to keep you unnecessarily. I know that we are all really busy, and these town halls will grow as we gain momentum. And once it's only once a month and all of those things, I just needed a few to get started and launch and get my cadence right. I realized very quickly that releasing a 15 minutes of fame every week is going to keep me really busy in the back end. So now it's every second week. So, you know, it's a learning curve. I'm being honest with you guys. I've never run a community before. I will say I'm really enjoying it. I still haven't figured out how it's going to put groceries on the table, but you know, once I get my head around some kind of a page here, it's going to be brilliant. I mean, in the meantime, I'm still doing loads of training and have people going through my academy, so I'm sitting in a beautiful position where I can throw myself into this community and just really get stuck in and try and learn as much as possible for now. So guys, I thank you for your time. If you need to go, you can go. I'm going to stop the recording. If you have any other questions and you want to hang around, you're more than welcome to. But otherwise, thanks for being here. I appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your day.